When did you first start working at the law library?
I started here about 16 years ago in 2003. I remember when I told my dad that I got the job here, he was really happy because he knew Art Fisk, who was a former director here, and he told me I was the new Art Fisk. His name's on the door, so I knew I had big shoes to fill.
Why did you want to work at the law library?
Well, you know, as much as I love the law, I'm a librarian at heart. I have worked in libraries since I was in elementary school. They put me in charge of those little film strip canisters, and then I helped put myself through college and law school by working in the libraries there. And then I became the librarian at my law firm. So it just seemed a natural fit because after 13 years of practicing law, I decided I liked researching and teaching a lot better. So going to library school and getting a job here was where I wanted to end up.
What do you think is the best service that we offer?
Well, we've got two, I think, help us stand apart. Our reference services are really second to none. We can save lawyers a lot of time and money by sending them cases and shepherds and articles and sections from treatises. And then the other thing we layer on top of that is our in-depth research services. And it really helps the solos and the small firms who don't have any legal research tools. They can rely on us instead of a law clerk.
What is your favorite job to do here?
You know, a lot of people ask me that. My answer is always the same. I absolutely love helping our more seasoned practitioners learn a new tech skill. It reminds me of helping my dad. When he was in practice, he never touched a computer. And if I can teach a more solo or seasoned attorney how to do a Shepherd online or how to take a webinar from home, that brings me great joy.
What do you see as the Cleveland Law Library's role in the legal community?
You know, like a lot of the other partners in town, Legal Aid and the Cleveland Bar, I really do feel we support the administration of justice. While we help law firms of all sizes, you know, with their legal research needs, I feel we're the great equalizer when it comes to the solos and small firms that really don't have the wherewithal to purchase a lot of legal research materials.
How would you say legal research has changed since you went to law school?
A lot. When I was in law school, we had one Lexus and Westlaw terminal. People were researching in the books. And when you registered to use the terminal that we had, time was limited. You had to use classic searching. So it was very awkward and archaic. And the only way you could extract your results were to print them out on those green and white bar papers, you know, the sheets. Mm-hmm. And now, you know, we have emailing and downloading and people taking pictures of books on their phones. And everybody wants everything in a digital format, not a book, and they want it even faster. So yesterday is the word when it comes to a patron.
Have a lot of those changes occurred since you started at the Cleveland Law Library?
Actually, yes. When I started here in 2003, the patrons were receiving copies and faxes from us. And they were using a lot of our print materials and researching online on our CD-ROMs. Well, today we have databases and we have ebooks that have replaced all of our, a lot of our print resources. We have no more CD-ROMs. We're hardly faxing. People are hardly copying. We're emailing. They're downloading. And, it's a totally different world.
What are some of the most fun events that you have ever held here at the library?
Oh, well, we've had a couple of fun CLEs. At one, I had a fake auction, and at another, we played Jeopardy. We also do monthly displays and holiday displays. It's a lot of fun to decorate around here. But one of the most fun things we've ever had, every spring we've been doing a Peeps display. We even entered the American Bar Association competition when it was running. We entered our Peeps display.
What unique perspectives do you feel that you bring to the library as a former practitioner?
Well, for one, I know the lingo. That is a huge hurdle. There's law library lingo, and then there is legal lingo. So I think I have an advantage, at least a starting point. And then the other thing is I found that a lot of what we do here is based on civil and criminal procedure. And I like to think that I have a strength in that area.
What have been your greatest challenges here at the Law Library?
Well, I started here and my predecessor was already retired, so I had to teach myself how to do this job. The other big one, of course, is legislation that was introduced in 2006. It would have eliminated funding for all law libraries like ours in Ohio. So I got involved, and I was appointed to a task force, and I was chairing an Ohio State Bar Committee at the time on law libraries. And with the help of a lot of people in Ohio, we crafted legislation that was a compromise, but at least there are still law libraries in Ohio today. And good things followed because that legislation created county law libraries. And our county law library partnered with our predecessor, the Cleveland Law Library Association, and today we have this great combined library that services all different types of patrons.
What are you most proud of accomplishing?
Well, the legislation was big, but I'm also proud of all the partnerships we've developed. We are, with the Cleveland Bar Association, able to support the mock trial competitions at the district and regional level. We have most recently launched on-demand CLE self-study through the bar's portal. With legal aid in the bar, we started pro se divorce clinics a few years ago. That's just a wonderful assistance to people who are indigent. And then with the bar and the probate court, we have probate brief advice clinics here now. There's one more too that stands out. I mean, I didn't start it. CleveNet is something we've been a member of since the mid-'80s. But more recently, through our relationship with Cleveland Public, we have started book discussions, and we started a little free library.
How have you grown as a librarian during your tenure?
I think the biggest thing is that I embrace technology in every single thing that we do now. If there's an opportunity to create an online portal for an event like a book discussion or a CLE registration, we do it. And I really think that makes the services a lot better for our patrons.